already know, but I get this feeling that the majority of people don't really have a good idea about what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I don't know.
No one knows.
Only the shadow.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
So
that.
it says we have 4 people watching. So welcome to those 4 people watching. I know one is Rainbow. Oh look, and there's Violet Flame. Welcome. I'm glad you were able to catch us live.
Woohoo!
So I think we're It looks like I'm frozen. We're frozen.
You know, you're good on my end.
Oh, so it's just me. Great.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it's my end. So I'm not frozen to you guys right now?
Not to us, but you might be on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, that sucks.
I'm not a technical wizard, but I think
I was on
good.
Wait, what were you gonna say? Not technical wizard?
No, I'm not. I'm not a technical wizard, but we're almost, I think, kind of find out how to be wizards tonight. I think I have a good piece of it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, I guess, what inspired Ness and I to talk about tonight's show was, I guess, the crystal talk that I did yesterday. So we want to talk about the crystals and how can we use them, and what else, Ness?
Oh, and the crystals go even further than we think. So it's funny how Anna was talking about this yesterday, and yesterday someone had sent me a video about this guy called Nature Boy, and he had mentioned where he was talking about how our bones are made up of crystals, how our bones are crystallized. That's the way the matrix structure is within our bones. So I decided to take it a little bit further and did some research and found out specifically, you know, what kinds of crystals are in our body and what is most prominent, and the reasons for it. So the healthy types of crystals that we have in our body is calcium phosphate, and that is, it's millions of little crystals that make up our bones. And then we have calcite down in our ears, or down in our the ear canal, and that's supposed to help with our equilibrium. So yeah, pretty nuts, huh? So with all of that being said, it puts a whole different meaning to, you know, like, we think of all the stuff that we do with crystals. We charge crystals, we heal with them, but then when we think about the fact that the majority of our body is made up of a crystal as well, that takes the ideas, and we can expand it even further of what we can do with our own bodies. We should be out in the sun and in the moonlight charging ourselves, and makes sense why we would ground ourselves now, because of the way the energy flows throughout our body. Yes. And it also makes me think, you know, we got to watch what we put in our body, which creates chemical reactions. So like caffeine, for example, will give us more energy. But if we're already charged because we're outside a lot, or, you know, then that's when we get the jitters and stuff like that, because we're overcharged, which makes a lot more sense. So paying more attention to our diet and the chemical reactions within our body, and then keeping in mind that our bodies are being charged as well, then maybe it'll help us get a better balance.
Yeah. I was surprised when you told me that, because I never thought about that we have crystals on our bodies. So I was, wow, amazed. Yeah. So I'm looking at the chat right now, and it says that we keep freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about what we just said, Ransom?
Actually, I think it's even deeper than that. It's down at the subatomic. It's, well, not subatomic. Well, who knows? Because we're not going to go that small. But anyway, we're made out of carbon. Quartz crystals and almost all the rocks and sand on Earth are made mostly of carbon. Just like diamond, all of it. Coal that we burn. But like you were saying, your whole body's made out of it, and we're carbon based. So our entire existence is crystals. And if light can get trapped in crystals, which we know it can because it slows down photons when they go through it. It can literally get trapped in some kind of crystal. So right there, you know that crystals can trap vibration. And we know that too with kinetic energy, right? You can put kinetic energy into, what do they call that? Piezoelectric, I think, where you vibrate the crystal and you get electricity out of it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now think about this. Have you ever gone to and played with one of those toys that you just touch on both sides and all the LEDs light up?
No, I
You can
haven't.
stand in a big circle, right? And then everybody can make a big circuit. And it's just a little kid's toy. And everybody could do it and it'll light up. But if you think about what that really is that your body is producing the light that is leaving. You are literally draining energy in a direction with a device, right?
Yeah.
It's the same with the crystals. It's all the way down, like you said, to your bones, but even further than that, like in the base materials of things. And there's only two forms of energy, and that's sound and light. And that means that all information can go in to crystals. And if you truly can charge them, think about how that opens up the whole idea of alchemy, transmutation. I mean, the list goes on and on when you realize that these ideas go along with science perfectly. Like it's hand in hand. It goes together. It's obvious knowledge in your face. Just no one ever talks about the connection.
Yeah. And let me ask you this. Do you think...
From DJ Ransom. Excuse me. I was long-winded. I'll stop now.
You're good. So what I was going to say is that obviously our bodies here are made to interact with Gaia, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How many crystals do you think are in the entire Earth? Speaking of that idea.
Wow. Google it. Wait. Okay, Google. I'm just kidding.
No, do it. That would be funny. I want to see the DARPA machine tell us a secret of the Earth.
I want to say hi to the people in the chat. There's Scratch, Violet Flame, Bright Celtic Moon, Gnostic Spirit, Rainbow, and I think that's it. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
I guess whoever's not talking should take the job voluntarily to check the chat and see what's happening while the other people are talking.
I can do that because I have my phone right here.
Badass.
I got it.
No, I mean, I'm saying we should take turns. It's your channel.
Oh, okay.
How much of the Earth is made up of crystals? Oh, it didn't answer it. I have to.
Oh, boo.
It didn't give me a straight answer. I'm gonna have to look through these articles to get my answer.
That's cool. And then, or you could also ask it, what percentage of the Earth is just carbon itself, or
what
if there's
percentage of the Earth is carbon?
Periodic table, there's probably other crystal elements, right?
Makes up about 0.04% of Earth's atmosphere, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, and increased in industrial times because of the burning of fossil fuels.
Well, that.
It talked about carbon dioxide, not simply carbon. But anyways, so the four most prominent elements throughout our universe is carbon, helium, oxygen, and hydrogen, right? Okay. So yeah, those
as, right?
Huh?
All of the other stuff start out as hydrogen.
Okay, yes, hydrogen's the first one. Oh yeah, okay, carbon is the fourth element down.
Damn. So we're number 4?
It's number 4. The top one, I think, or the top one is hydrogen. It's hydrogen, helium, oxygen, and then carbon.
Oh, don't look at me. This is like science class. I had to like copy the thing and keep looking at it. So I know about where stuff's at, but I don't remember the order of them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The periodic table area, like, you know, they got some metals and radioactive shit at the bottom and like noble gases and blah. I can remember looking at it, but I can't tell you each one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's just memorization anyways. So.
Well, that's part of this whole topic, though, is the numbers. They're important on the whole thing. And they're the atomic weight, atomic mass, whatever, you know. That's alchemy. People that knew you could put two things together and then they will react with each other without you doing anything. Like
Yeah.
if you have pure calcium and you throw it out in the water, it's going to go, it's like an explosive.
Yep. Yeah.
Light magnesium on fire and then add water, boom, again.
You have a nice little explosion.
Yeah. I learned that in, like chemistry in 7th grade. So I don't know what they're teaching now, but.
I'm getting a little annoyed by the phrasing thing.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like that one night that it was all choppy at the end of my thing. I don't know. But, we're talking good, so.
We're just going to have to go with it.
Universe. That's all that's happening.
Just go with the flow. I'm sorry. I apologize. I even got the, I just got the internet booster, Wi-Fi booster, right outside. And it says that I have all bars of Wi-Fi, so I don't know. I'm sorry. I even disconnect my phone from the Wi-Fi so it wouldn't.
You recording?
Yeah, I'm recording it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm recording this stuff.
There's a great copy of it, so don't worry about it.
Oh, there you go. True that.
So whenever this is over, you just delete this one and upload the other one.
Nice.
I've done that several times because I had some internet problem happen or whatever.
Okay.
Internet issues.
So, but check this out. Okay, so let's take it even further. What is the cool stuff that we can do with crystals? There's intentions that we can put into crystals. We can charge them ourselves. We can charge them under the sun and the moon. And there are people who put intentions into specific crystals, and they will let those crystals soak in a glass of water and then drink the water, because what you put into those crystals comes into the water, which you then consume, and it, spreads out throughout your body.
You just think it, right?
Huh?
You can just think it. We were talking about that the other night, about the photons being observed change behavior. So that means that you could stare into a crystal and change it.
Wow.
That's the whole thing. The whole crystal charging concept that you brought up the other night, Anna, is literally, obviously, one of an obvious secret that's out there, right?
Yeah.
You can affect, especially with certain crystals, you can store it, you can put intent in it, we know that you can look at things and change it. That is mind over matter. Yeah. You don't want to accept that, whatever. That's the scientist nerd saying that. And that's not even spiritual people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's the same idea, mind over matter. It's provable in physics that you can look at something, light, and change it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask you guys, have you guys done anything like that? Put charged water with crystals? Have you done that, Nis or Ransom?
No, I'm just a weird guy that I pick them up off the ground. That's it. I just realized this last night listening to your show, and I was thinking, you know what? We're made out of carbon. So, and then, I live by all of these quartz crystal sand dunes that are giant, and I thought, well, that means that whole thing's charging out there then. And if that's charging, then every one of us standing outside like I do every full moon, always. That may be weird, whatever. But I'm outside. If the moon's up, day or night, I'm awake.
That's cool. I think that's cool.
Exhausted. So, and how did you discover the secret of the universe, actually, anyway?
Me?
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to you. I didn't have the idea the day before. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know. I guess.
Your whole bones are that. So we're just walking crystals being charged by each other or, affected all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
So think about that, where people put their intention into crystals and then they charge it, it soaks up in the water, and that's what they consume. Well, think about if we charge our own body with our own intentions, and those intentions come out through our blood, through our organs, we permeate the intentions that we charge within our own crystal of our body.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
But then, at the same time, different crystals serve different purposes, which also makes sense, using crystals, using other crystals to work with you for specific purposes as well. But it even makes it more clear to me, that crystals, the reason why crystals work for people. obviously you have to believe in it for it to be true, but physiologically there is changes that are happening whether you realize it or not. Something is happening. There's a reaction.
Yep. Science proved it.
Science proved it.
Yeah. But see, how come we don't know about this? Like, why we're finding out that now? Like, why we're not taught that?
Because we're told we're stupid when we had those ideas when we were kids. That's why. They told you that's stupid. Do your math.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the, like, even though I got a good education, they didn't, any of that kind of stuff was stomped on immediately. Oh, you're a weirdo. Okay. Go sit in the corner over there.
Yes. So I could go sit in the corner. Get out of my face.
Don't face the wall.
Kids sit in the back. Oh, so you don't distract the other kids. And then they get tired of that because they realize that you distracted them anyway. Then they move you up way to the front, like right to their eyes. Hi, teach.
Yeah, it's like you guys. It's like the teacher and the student is dating. That's how close they get to them because they have to be like, "Are you paying attention?"
Yeah. Right.
But
yeah, I think that would be awesome if we. So, what do you think how we should charge our own body?
You got the crystal book. Tell us. I was wondering that. Liz just said that different crystals for different purposes. I'm thinking so. That's kind of makes sense. Like, you know, like when you want a certain kind of light, you color the glass, right?
Mm-hmm.
With what? Sand, crystal. So you're filtering the light into a certain way. Like you're taking out, maybe the white band isn't good for our skin. Maybe we only want yellow to green. So you put the glass there, the light comes through. There's how you change it. I'm just saying, I don't know.
And it's the specific structures within those crystals that serve purposes too. The binding structures in there. Because there's two different types of crystal structures. There's the hexagonal and the poly.
Oh, the crystals?
Yeah, two different types of crystals. The way that their structure is band together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I was looking at the. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was just looking because earlier when I was looking, it says just the different shapes of crystals.
Wow, look at that. What's that bottom one? That's
There's
me.
Two different categories.
Right there. You see the one that has no shape? It's not defined or stuck in any set pattern. That's me. My crystal. No, I don't know what that is. I'm just kidding. Tell us what that stuff is, because actually, you start connecting the scientific dots. You also connect the spiritual ones.
Yep.
They all together, it's a big puzzle. So there's nothing weird about it. They just tell you that when you're young so that you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was also going to say, you know, people that go in the medical field are probably obviously aware, because it's not like this is hidden knowledge. You know, they're aware that there's, you know, crystals within our body. But it was until I actually saw that video where that nature boy made that connection to the crystal and the spiritual. I was like, I'm researching this. But yeah, it's not like, it's not presented to people like that. It's not presented that everything is connected. There's science, you know, which is different than the spiritual, but actually it's not taught that it's all.
Well, that's because they're different religions.
It's like different religions, yeah.
Well, science is definitely a religion, because if they don't want to believe something, they'll just stop investigating in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I also feel like they become so, like, no, it's this way or the highway, like any other religion, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were you going to say about the shapes before I interrupted with the book?
Oh, no. There's just two different categories of the types of structures, but there's lots of different shapes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But yeah, it's separated into two different types of categories as far as types of structures inside. Why is
Anna stingy with their science book over there and won't let us share?
Who, me?
She's got the book over there to figure it out. No, Anna has a whole book.
Oh, me?
She's got the science book and she's being stingy with it.
Oh, you got one too?
You got one too. It's a whole book of crystals, right?
Yes.
The encyclopedia
from
of
Judy
crystals.
Hall.
Like, what is this one? This is Ninjago. Ninjago Lego, and it gives you the power of throwing flames or something. I don't know. My kid told me. I forgot. It's plastic. It goes with the toy stuff. But I actually got the real crystal.
I was really going to look for what was it.
Hey,
It's a piece of
I had a
plastic.
Ninjago
Okay.
lunch pail when I was teaching.
All
I
right.
brought my lunch in a Ninjago lunch pail.
I have
But
no clue what that is.
it could be similar, which makes you think that maybe any object at some point you could achieve mental thought over whatever kind of element that is, like aluminum or uranium, atomic. I mean, just think about it. If you can do it with carbon that you're made out of, is there different levels that you could achieve concentrating on elements? Just asking.
Absolutely, and here's why I think so. No, this is my opinion. But if every single cell specifically is made up of electrons and neutrons, every single cell has the spark. Every single cell has connection to source, right? Every single cell has the light within it. So we are all connected to that same light as well. So whether we not only can connect with these other elements because they are part of our physical body, we're made up of all the elements of the earth. But at the same time, there has to be a way to be able to tap into the consciousness of all of the cells within your body and be able to work your vibrations, like rise your vibration collectively so that you're phasing faster in and out of reality.
Yes.
You know, stuff like that. Or, you know, being able to connect with other, even inanimate objects because they're made up of cells as well.
Right.
Even
That's very interesting. Yeah.
But like back to what you're saying, Ransom, like with other elements and stuff, I think that's another level that we can connect with those things as well.
Well, the reason I bring this up is because now that we're talking about carbon, which is the basis for a bunch of crystals, then you got stuff like, you know, the other elements that are rare in the universe but are abundant on Earth and within us. So there, when you start talking about the patterns, you know, then you get into the idea of someone programmed that pattern because it's a set of rules. So, you know, like, are we talking about God or are we talking about a programmer? Or is there a difference?
Oh, hey, that's a great question.
If you learned the program, then now that God obviously made us smart enough to figure out that we could affect the material world by observing it. I mean, he made us that smart, right? Or she, whatever. I don't know, you know, like.
How does that happen?
I know, but it just makes sense to me that, you know, obviously you have that's like what Rex says, be the change you want to see. Literally, you can, how about see the change you want to make? It's the same thing. It's like backwards, right?
Yeah.
So literally, we've proven in physics that you can, in fact, do that with thought.
Yeah.
So what do we do with it?
No, okay, but check this out. I want to go along with what you were saying about changing with our perception, changing things with our thought. Okay,
Yep.
So I don't know about you guys, but on photos, I zoom in and I look at, so where there's blurry spots and there's pixelation, those are areas where I feel that energy is being picked up. So I study those patterns. And if you look really, really, really close in front of someone's eyes, you can see those patterns being projected out of people's eyes, which then does go along with what you're saying about how we can, like, our perception really does affect our reality and more than we think, you know, like if a camera can capture that energy and it's shown, you know, then it's so much more powerful than we think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and imagine all that light coming from out there. What is it? 13.5 billion years worth of light coming at us, also getting trapped in our crystal.
In our crystal, what?
Well, if we're crystals, like we've, you know, like we
in our body.
Every time you're outside and you're in the starlight, you're picking up energy that left 13.5 billion years or whatever it was that they're claiming the Big Bang was. I'm not saying that's a fact, but that's the theory, right?
Right.
So these stars are millions of years away. They probably have planets on those, like, we're always talking about extraterrestrial. So people literally looking up at the stars, you're sending your intent
right
out and changing the matter around you. That makes you wonder, if you learned how to concentrate, like I was saying with the elements, if you learn how to concentrate, how far can you send your intent? And what we're really talking about is praying.
True.
And our intent right now, it creates our future.
Right.
The intent travels, and it creates our intent creates our future as we go.
Exactly. So the main thing is to be aware of what your intent is. Exactly. And put that what you want out, right? Because if you don't, then you attracting or whatever the opposite. And
what do they do? Well, I know you don't like Star Wars. I think you told me that.
I never said I didn't like Star Wars. I just said I never got into it.
Gotcha. So what's the premise though of Star Wars? Not the plot, the premise of the way things are. It's people that go around and find crystals, right? And they make weapons with them. But also, they sit down and contemplate the energy field around them, the force, right? And their intent can be ill or good. But not only that, they can affect, literally move, and make people think things, right?
Yep. You're cutting out.
So, in a sense, we're saying.
Yeah, you froze a little bit.
Random.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You were saying. You said, so in a sense we are, and then I didn't hear the last part.
In a sense, then the sci-fi, right? It's a fake movie supposedly, but what we're talking about is that actually, no, it's not fake, that we've already proven it with science.
Right.
Even we were just talking about the crystals, changing them for, like even in the story, the Jedi go around and they find different crystals for what they do. Like there's a green one and a blue one, and then the bad people make red ones.
Yep.
They have to manufacture it artificially.
Well, now that you bring say Star Wars like that, then I actually want to watch it, because before I really never cared for it.
Well, because it's in there behind all the lights and special effects, but what they're talking about is what we're talking about: the inward eye of the outward hand.
Wow.
That's what's the concept.
Did you see the cussing monk in action there?
The cussing monk. Oh wow.
Yep.
Right.
So there was somebody on the chat that said that this sucks.
Oh, because they want to know what we're saying.
But
either that or we kept freezing.
That's what I mean. They wanted to know what we were saying. We're like, that's all right, because if it's not frozen, then you can load the MP3 or the MP4 or whatever.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, if you think this sucks, you don't have to stay and watch. You have a choice.
No, they probably mean it's. See, you thought it was negative intent, but it was probably positive intent. They want to watch it, and it sucks because it's freezing. So they're like, damn it.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna go with that then. Yes.
That internet or antenna TV. You cuss the TV out because you're getting fuzzy reception. Oh, if you guys remember antenna TV, I'm sorry, I'm old.
I remember the TV. Yeah. So that kind of goes to what Anna and I were talking about on one of a couple videos that we did ago, or a few. But anyways, the fact that true intuition comes from a compassionate perspective. So you're probably spot on there, Ransom. And yeah, if I would have read that though, Anna, I would have been like, it sucks.
Can you imagine how many nerds have sat around?
What?
Imagine how many nerds have just sat around figuring out the answer to life and every universal thing, but they just sat in their house and they just thought it was a fanciful idea that they had, and they that was that.
That's a bummer. Should be sharing this shit.
So our Aurora says definitely the phrasing.
Okay, that's probably
Positive.
And let me say hi to no, I already said to Jeffrey, Aurora, and Dog Illusion was on
I
or
haven't
still on.
seen Doc in a while.
I know he said that his computer is not working.
Oh, that's
No,
a
it's a-
bummer.
He says
No,
computer is unusable. You won't see me for a while. So I'm sorry
The
to
other
hear
night,
that.
I had no upload speed. That means I could watch all the TV. We could download everything we could possibly imagine, but I couldn't do a live stream show because it takes upload to send your intention out onto the internet.
Yes, it does.
I'm just saying it's the same thing. Like I was cut off from sending my intention out, and actually it was a dark subject, so maybe that's why.
Maybe. Well, and I do also notice that when our energies get higher or we get more excited about stuff, we freeze more. So because we're projecting our energy out into the
I think mine is
expected
TDS,
energy.
broadband services, bad intended people.
I was gonna say when I had the first my first session with Jen, you know, the medium I brought in, my mentor.
Yeah.
Like the connection kept like being messy, like freezing and not being good. It was a how do you call it? Video call. And she said that sometimes spirit does that. So
Possible. EVP, it's intent that's no longer around to look at. The energy got let out of the crystal.
Yeah. Hey, okay, so speaking of intent, do you think that the things that we imagine or create in this moment right now, it's going to be time stamped here? So then, like, say eventually when I move out of this apartment, say someone else moves in and they end up sitting here kind of thinking the same thoughts along with me, and maybe they can tap into my ideas and my intent that I had at this moment and kind of gain some of my intel because I stamped it in this moment in time right here, right now,
Right.
for later access.
You remember when we were talking about psychicness and the connection to items at a different discussion? Now you're saying the same thing in a scientific way. So
totally.
it's the same stuff. It's intent. You not only leave a fingerprint everywhere you go, but think about this. Long after we're dead and gone, there's going to be an AI that has a copy of this program. And somebody in the future may go, wow, I can take that over to my technology over here with this idea and send my intent out into the galaxy. You know, like just weird shit. I'm just saying. It is, like you said, time stamped. So someone else, like you said, you got the idea from someone else, right? She had an idea. We're clapping them all together. There's going to be some nerdy 10-year-old that's going to, you know, get it all and use this little bit and this little bit and go bam, and then puts intent together, and there you get creation.
Yep.
A full of like whatever intent intended us.
Yeah.
So that also makes sense why we're waking up in waves then, too. Because not only the people that are waking up ahead of time are helping out the people who are just now waking up. I mean, that's obvious. But if we're leaving those timestamps too in the waves, then those waves are helping the people out, whether we're speaking to them or communicating to them or not.
Yeah, that is what's cool about YouTube. If it doesn't get destroyed and our civilization doesn't disappear, but somehow the information stays. I mean, like our ideas can be built upon nonstop.
Yeah. So I'm reading some comments here.
I actually saw. I'm sorry.
Dog Illusion says Luke Skywalker. It's Lucas, the light bearer of the deity or Jedi Knight, walks across the sky in the 12 steps to defeat his father on the dark side, or misunderstood light meaning himself. So I have no idea because I haven't watched that.
Deep. That's pretty deep. If
That
I
is
heard it.
so awesome, Doc. What?
Well, can somebody elaborate? Because I haven't seen.
Well, in Star Wars, it's like the whole positive negative thing, but no one's ever set to be positive negative. They can be drawn by the other. So like a bad person can become good and a good person become bad. Someone could be bad for a long time and, you know, redeem themselves. It's like a Christ allegory thrown in with a devil allegory at the same time with the father and son thing. I know I'm trying to get all deep, but anyway, it's just the dark and the light side. So like, you know, they poison a young person with hate, fear, you know, that leads to the dark side, right? Hate and fear.
Yep.
Fear leads to hate leads to fear leads to suffering, you know.
Yeah.
That's real. I believe it.
I do too. And you know, the first Star Wars, I mean, in every Star Wars, it really is, it's about their spiritual journey as well.
Yes.
It's about their journey of figuring out who they are, what they believe in, what they stand for, how to develop their powers after that, and how they can continue to, you know, do what they feel their purpose is. What we're doing.
Seven Serpents was in here talking about, and we were talking about feeling people looking at us and the intent being sent out and you sensing it, and the crystals, like it all goes together like that. But think about also, like in that show, they sense the animals and sometimes use them to their advantage. And when someone's sitting outside and they have a nature experience, like they're just sitting in their car, right? And you see an animal, or you're walking through the forest, like I've seen a mountain lion eye to eye and had no ill will with it. Now, to tell you the honest truth, I was on a hallucinogen and did not think that the mountain lion was real until someone goes, "Hey, look at that cat." And then, you know, I had an overwhelming sense of fear when I realized I'm down laughing by the river next to a real cougar.
Wow.
It just drank some water and it left. So I don't know.
Violet, I'm not going to do ratings tonight. Not tonight.
Are we going to explain your rocks? Like, don't you have like a magnificent collection?
I don't have a magnificent collection.
No, I'm just joking.
I'm just trying to read through the comments because they were really good ones. Let's see.
In case anyone is interested, another thing that I do with my runes is all, because my runes are carved onto crystals. I have them carved onto golden quartz crystals.
Carved onto the crystals with ancient symbols.
Yes. And then I also charge those runes, but then when I pull runes, there's a specific intention or something that they're teaching me, because I usually ask them, like, you know, what do I need to learn today, or what should I be paying attention to today, or whatever. Yeah. So then I'll pull, like, you know, about 3, and then I come up with an idea in my head, like kind of like a plan of how I want it to happen or work out. I soak them in the water, and then I'll drink the water, and then.
So you're making potion.
Pretty much, yeah. I guess that's what I'm doing.
You know, just like we were talking about Star Wars, they have lightsabers, and then back in the day, you know, they had wands, right? Same idea: alchemy, mind over matter, intention, the Force. Yeah. It's all the same story, overtold over and over again. So it came from people have known it and known it again.
Yeah.
But men know it. And that's why whenever you become awake, they call it enlightenment. You have allowed the light to go into your crystal. I'm not telling any secrets that you guys don't know already. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Scratch says, Guardians of the Galaxy, ain't that about crystals too?
Bam! Infinity Stones, yes.
So
yeah, but crystals with so much intent and power in them, not mortal people can have it. Another allegory to scare the common man into thinking there's no way that they could possibly understand the crystals and the knowledge transfer and the intent and all that stuff. That's another thing they put in movies as well, is to make you think that you're not special, only these people on the show are, so you can't know this stuff. It's just a fairy tale. Give us $9.50 and buy some popcorn, shut the fuck up, and go sit over there. But the shit is in real life. I'm just saying it is. Obviously, we were just talking about it. Scientists agree. Mystics agree. The crazy lady that dances in the moon outside, she knows something, you know?
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Well,
I guess
she's
I'm a crazy guy
directly
'cause I
charging
walk
her
around.
crystal. Why block it with clothes?
Exactly.
You know, like, because I had really never really thought about charging crystals outside. Like, I pick up rocks, I give them my kid, whatever. But then she said that the other night. I was thinking about, well, you know, like we were saying, I'm made out of carbon, so pretty much I'm a crystal, and I'm drawn to be outside in moonlight instead of sunlight. So there may be a reason and a difference in the light, obviously, but you need both, I think. The silver and the gold.
Yeah.
Element. Silver and gold, both are okay with your body, right?
Right.
They both make monatomic elements.
Yep.
And they're on the periodic table, and they're great for us. They're not like the dark ones like uranium and those other ones that are unstable like people. Right?
Right.
Unstable people put off radiation. They're intense, just wildly, uncontrollably. They have no control over the force, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same idea everywhere.
Superhero too. Superhero stuff. It's just natural power.
Superman and the crystal, right? Didn't somebody just talk about that? Superman and their crystal.
Yep.
I was talking about that with Davey.
Yeah.
Yes.
His whole planet shit was on the blue crystal, you know, like that was all of the intent of entire people they were saying was on a crystal.
Yeah. Welcome, sunshine. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm done. I'm just being a nerd.
I said welcome, sunshine, and it was somebody else. Mind over your matter. And Jeffrey said, I'm holding a large slab of quartz in my lap right now, about to charge it some more. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Am I going to get a chance to show my boob rock?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Ransom wants to show us his rocks.
Look,
so go ahead.
I don't know what this is made out of, but look, there's little boobs on it. My son says this is such cool. I think some of them may be considered buttholes, maybe.
Can't see because you're. Okay, there.
Oh, there you go.
They're boobs. They're all over it. It's like, I don't know what it is, but my kid picked it up like when he was little, and he was like, and I was like, oh, okay, I get why you like it. All right.
It's just
this rock has intent in it right here, right?
What kind of intent?
Well, I don't know. My kid picked it up, man. He was fascinated by it, and I picked it up, and I just see boobs all over it. So I don't know. What kind of intent do I have? You see, it even has.
Rub the rock on your face?
You think this is a stripper rock? I think this rock is a nice lady here.
With multiple boobs.
You ever wonder, like, what if you walk one day and you just picked up some crazy rock, like a crystal or whatever, and you're sitting around, like you were saying, you're sitting around in that apartment. Maybe somebody later will come and sit there and pick up your intent just from the presence that used to be there, because, you know, all times are the same time. Now is also the past. Everything's in layers at the same time in the same place, actually. Physics, you know, like, whatever. I don't know if you guys are all about all of that. Theories, I don't know how you can actually prove it, but they say that they're pretty much laws in physics, that we've proven this, so this must be true. Right? Mm-hmm. So the same thing with a rock. You're walking down the river, you pick up a rock. Someone 10,000 years ago picked this rock, and that person knew how to transmutate and actually put ideas into the rock. Kind of like those infinity stones in that movie. So you know how the queen and every royal has to get coronated on a rock that's underneath their chair. It's a quartz rock. I mean, it's made out of quartz. But it's supposed to be the rock that Jacob laid his head on and put his intent back in the Bible. So I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but it's a cool story.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great story, and it goes to show how much the crystals are connected to us completely.
Sounds right. They got all the jewels up there too. Yeah. Imagine the amount of intent in all of those rubies and sapphires and emeralds and diamonds and all of that crap on their head, weighing their soul down because they're a bunch of heavy elements.
Yeah.
What's the clean ones? That you got the book. You're the wizard over there, but you won't share info. Like, what are these things and what are they for? Like, does it say?
So what was the question again?
what are the properties of the different kinds of crystals, and then maybe we can just speculate about what they're for.
Like the properties, like the chemistry properties.
Like there's like amethyst, like there's purple ones and pink ones and orange ones, and
so
I got this one with little white ones in it. I don't know. It's just like two different things, a combination, kind of like an alloy type idea. I mean, I know they don't mix like that, but then you got like granite and andesite that the ancient megalithic things with. They're teeny tiny. If you get down and look at it, they're teeny tiny crystals in the stone.
Right.
It's a very tight structure.
Imagine on that. Is that why you feel a presence when you go to these ancient sites? You feel the intent.
Yes.
Still trapped into the crystals in the rock.
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, that would make sense.
Yeah. I know Scratch was saying, I think it was on Steiger's show earlier about Stonehenge or whatever, that there's energies there, that he can feel it. I wish he could comment on that.
Absolutely. That's just pretty much what we're talking about, a megalithic thing, and he's talking about he feels the energy. Is it your mind? And this is another idea. Is it actually ancient energy, or are you just bouncing your energy back at you?
I think it will absorb all the energy. Not like from the.
It obviously puts it off as well, right? Or you wouldn't get feelings off of crystals. So if it puts it off, there may be some types of crystals that literally are like mirrors. You get what you give right back. And then other ones, maybe you could focus on someone else.
True.
Like they have like stuff they say is for love and whatever.
Perhaps the ones that have the tighter cellular structure would be the type to bounce the energy back to you.
I'm just bouncing ideas. I'm not a scientist. I don't know.
Well, in this,
that's a reason why certain ones can only charge in the moonlight and not the sunlight, and other ones can be charged in both.
Well, all crystals can be charged on the moonlight.
All crystals can be charged in moonlight. Some can't be charged under the sun.
Right. Or water.
Amethyst is one of them.
Yeah. That's why I like doing it on the full moon, because it's 100% safe. Like your crystals are not gonna get damaged.
Yeah.
You can damage your crystals with sunlight?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, let me show you. Here, let me show you. Like for example, this is an opal.
Wow, that is cool. Yeah, and it's transparent like glass.
Yes. So if I will put this on the sun, it will make it like, what's the word? Like dark.
Oh, wow.
Cloudy.
That is cool.
So the sun will stain the color?
Yeah. Or like with a quartz. Yeah, like it will take the shine away. It's kind of like what you do when, if you have a black shirt and you put it out to dry it in the sunlight, it will take the color, like, or whatever item, really. It doesn't have to be black.
It's like a
whatever.
reverse fade, kind of.
Like a what?
Like, like you said, when you put your shirt out, it gets faded in the sunlight. But it's like reverse. It stains it it makes it darker.
Yeah. Well, it makes it not shiny anymore. It takes the shine off.
I got you. Steals
but
the luster.
Not all of them. Not all the crystals do that with the sun, but some do. So you have to be very careful and know which ones they do. Or if you don't mind having dark color, cloudy crystals.
It just won't be charged. Or the one that color.
How much of like light do you think we get back from the sun off the moon, and what kind of crystals is the moon made out of that's refracting the light down to us, that charges your crystals? And then into all the trip about, do people live on the moon? Are we like all of those weird ideas are connected. Mm-hmm. Is it directed? Is it artificial? Like, if the moon wasn't there, would we be totally different animals and beasts down here?
I think so.
Yeah, we would.
Well, I mean, my sleep pattern's on the moon, so I already know it affects at least me. I'm a human, so I'm imagining the animals out there are all on their, if crystal, so are they, right?
Right. Well, I don't know exactly how, but I know that since our body, do you know how much percentage of water we have on our body? Isn't
It's like
it like 70%? 70?
I think it is 70. I'll double check.
76%. No, 73. Guessing. I'm just saying.
Get out of here with that.
Because I think it's the same as the planet covered in water.
Oh,
Really?
According to Water, USGS, in adult men,
78%.
of their bodies are water.
Wow.
78%.
How much is the human?
My bad. Babies is 78%.
Babies, they don't count.
Okay, in adults, about 60%.
Damn, it's even lower. So that means we're more full of shit than clear water.
Well, what I was gonna go with that
40%.
Is that since we're made of water, anything, I don't know, like I said, how exactly, but the moon will affect us because of that.
Yeah, there's gravity and
Yeah.
all of that. It's swaying on you every time it comes around.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
can
why,
point- I know that if I walk outside, the moon is right there.
That's
I
just
don't
so
have
weird
to-
that you can just tell.
I just know. And it's partly with the time. So actually, it's right there. So, yeah. It's like a clock.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the moon moves through the sky at faster and slower rates, though. Do you notice that? Throughout the
Well,
night?
it all depends on the magnification you're looking at it.
What?
It does go in a weird thing, but like the more atmosphere in between you and the moon, you know how sometimes when you see the horizon, it looks giant,
Mhm.
and then up above you, it looks small because there's less atmosphere. So between the fluid in your eye and the atmosphere, you get a badass magnification on the horizon of the moon. So you see it way bigger than it looks. I mean, that it is, or close to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's trippy.
But it has its own unique orbit because you know how sometimes we can see the moon during the day and other times it's only at night and
That's right.
it does what it wants.
The
Okay,
moon
but
is up. So day or night, it's a tired fight. That's right.
So we are frozen again. I don't know how many times have we phrased throughout this
I don't know.
broadcast.
but I do want to mention something though.
Yes, go ahead, Nis.
I was talking to Rainbow White the other day, and we were talking about how there are different things that that we go through depending on the moon phases. So what I've really paid attention to is the times when I can be the most connected and most inspired is when it's the waning moon. But when it's waxing, or no, I'm sorry. When it's waxing is when I'm most inspired, but when it's waning is when shit goes downhill. Lucas struggles as well, not only emotionally, but that's when his teething really kicks in bad. It's always like the last 2 weeks of the phase of the moon of the waning. I can't explain it right. It sounds really silly right now, but anyways, yes, it does affect us in physical and mental ways. It affects our behaviors, everything.
Well,
Yeah.
think about what we were saying before. If it, you know, like the reflection thing. So does that mean like literally, you know how you see in those corny movies, the little girly ones that you guys probably like, where the guy's looking up at the moon and the girl's looking up at the moon and they're having a moment on the planet, but they're not in the same place. So that may be actually a thing and not just, you know, a romantic comedy spot or whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably. You're putting your intent, they're putting their up tent, wherever it meets in the middle, you know.
It's still going up though.
What was that they were doing the hurricane thing, right? With the trying to willpower it away.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't supposed to be doing it into the water, but into each other, to the people. Magnify it through the other crystals. And maybe like, you know how people keep the crystals like you guys are talking about and collect them at home and they look in their crystal, but I don't know what they're for. You would have to be the wizard to actually know what each
No, you don't need to be a wizard. You can just buy a book.
or that, or do science, but I'm saying it meets in the middle somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And I was going to say that, like, I was telling on my broadcast yesterday that I had a really bad headache starting on Sunday night, and it got really, really intense on Sunday night. Sunday night. And like today, I've been headache free. Like it feels so good. Yeah. So I think I do believe it has to do a lot with the energies from the moon.
And so nobody's confused that we now have discovered that light is a vibration. It's in a waveform. It's matter. It's energy. It's both. So are we. There's crystals. Crystals take vibration and make energy, electricity, or other kinds, depending on the crystal. I probably froze, right?
Yeah.
We can still hear you, though.
Yeah.
You can still hear me, though. But so we've proven that. So not only that, when someone says, I'm sending you a good vibe, they're sending out information, intent, literally like the crystal that they are. And you can put it in the crystal, you put the intent in there, and it's a vibration, and vibration makes energy. We talked about that. So this is all confirmed. So think about it next time when you think bad about someone, or when you want to think good about them. Think about the whole thing, like I was saying before, because prayer is literally that. You're sending intent out. I don't know who picks it up, who doesn't. Maybe there are people that could even intercept your prayers or get in your head because they've learned how to tune in and receive vibrations.
That's a different level right there.
They would not tell anyone. I guarantee you that.
That's scary to think that, actually.
We were actually talking about that the other day, Anna.
Archons, what Rex calls them, right? Kind of, they suck energy.
Oh, yeah.
Like beings that kind of take your intent and warp it, maybe, and maybe make you suffer in your life so that you put out a different kind of vibration that actually feeds them and that they want.
Wow.
Yeah. And in that way that we end up creating what the archons want. And since we know that what we create in our present, it ends up creating our future for us, as well as the past. So, I mean.
And destiny.
And the destiny.
Well, now that we're talking about all this intent floating around in the world around us, then that means people can choose destiny as well.
Wow.
Okay, I feel that way too. People have argued with me because they're like, your destiny is what it is, it's set. No, you can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want.
And then thinking about it, there's people I think that have no spirit in them. This is like a secret. Like if I was psychic and I like maybe dreamed something remotely, not saying I did, but if I did, and then you saw like people like CERN that are these people that are almost soulless and they've lost their vibration. They have no positive vibration left. So they only seek half of the knowledge, not the spiritual half, but only the technological half. And just like the Sith, they have to create an artificial means to manipulate the energy field around them. So, you know, now they have to, like, maybe if they owned a CERN, they could send information back to the first time it started because they need the machine to do it. And every time they do that, people at the first time this super collider started, because they're shooting energy and intent, whatever you want to call it, energy, matter, all interchangeable terms, back into the, they can change the present. And so maybe those people with the Mandela effects aren't as crazy as they think they are.
Yeah, I agree.
I do tend to wonder with the Mandela effect if it's a like a marketing thing at times, you know, because if it's a major company like the Berenstain Bears thing, they could have just went in and changed it.
Or we remembered it.
That one.
What?
I said I don't know that one.
Oh, it's like the right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I should elaborate on that because I got my my own.
Everybody just argues about the way it sounded and the way it's spelled. And some people say it's a Mandela, that they changed it. It was the Bernstein Bears. Now it's the Bernstein Bears, or one of the other. Maybe it's the other way around. I'm not sure. But I do remember those goofy bears when I was a kid. They were on PBS. So like if your TV really sucked and you didn't have cable, there was like 5 channels and 3 of them didn't play shit for young people. And then you had your choice of cartoons or like Murder, She Wrote or something on the other channel, or news.
Lots
programming.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, all those years, what were the TVs made out of?
What?
They were crystal tubes, man. The whole thing.
I was going to say crystal too, and then I was like, no.
Even this. You're sending ideas anywhere in the world on a ham radio, and what do you use back there but tubes? They're crystal with little components of technology to manipulate the vibration.
Wow.
So we really have crystals all over, everywhere in our face, but we just don't see them, or we don't put them together, how important they are.
Yeah.
And then you wonder, what's the effect of these power lines and massive Wi-Fi devices and cell towers, electrical grids that you live in? Because if you live in a house, you're inside like a little electrical bubble that puts out a vibration. And then you look at all of the old technology, it was all at 2.4 hertz. And then we know that we have a certain vibration on our crystal. What is it? It's like 528 megahertz or just hertz, maybe. I don't know. And then there's the Earth's squartsy, whatever the weird name is, frequency of 7.83. I know when somebody in the audience can say it.
Right.
I'm bad at things, but I know the information.
No, I know what you mean. I do the same thing, and then I have to Google stuff, and it's like, oh, yeah, so it's
Oh, you guys do that? Imagine me.
Yeah.
You know?
Good point, Anna. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Don't feel. I'm from here. I can't speak English still.
See, Anna was talking the other day about how she gets a little frustrated because it's obvious that she knows the words, right? Because she tries really hard.
More words than I do.
Well, yeah. So it's all cool. That's what I told her. It's all good. We know what you're talking about. We know you know what's up, girl.
Yeah, I get frustrated because I can't get it out like.
Well, you've seen the stuttering news, haven't you?
Huh?
I joke about that in the morning. Sometimes I'm looking at the news and I'll stutter over a word 3 times. Go back, oh, God, that is so simple. Why can't I read? You know what I mean? Like, it's a simple word I've read thousands of times, but today I just, what? And the sentence doesn't make sense when you get to the end, so you know you made a mistake. Right?
Right.
I go back, what was that? Oh, that's not even the same word I thought it. And I've watched myself, I've read shit that I wasn't thinking. And I wonder if that's like, have I been played with or am I losing it?
That's funny.
You know, like the wrong word, I'll read the wrong word, but the first night Angel was on, I kept calling him Alex. In my head, I called him Angel every time. I knew his name was Angel. Kept saying Alex. And he goes, no, I'm not Alex Jones or Alex Trebek.
Well, that's something that our brain naturally does. And that happens with kids when we teach them how to read too. They see the first letter and then they infer the rest. Or they see the first and the last letter in a word and infer what they think the word is. And they just automatically place letters there and they see it as that word when it really isn't. It's a natural thing that we just do.
That's right. So whenever you're sending out your intent, make sure you know what you're talking about before you make a judgment.
Yeah.
It's true.
Make sure it's well thought out.
Exactly.
That you're talking about. Like, maybe somebody said something bad about you and you heard it wrong and you thought a certain thing, and then you're sitting around sending out hate vibes toward them. But in all actuality, it's just something innocent.
It's just a misunderstanding mostly. That's what it is.
Just like the person that was saying that this sucks, and I took it like it was like the show sucks.
Well, I meant more like on a bigger scale. You know how people sit around and they'll even stew about something that they don't really know about yet. They just thought they did, and then they put out a bunch of ill will for no reason. It was unnecessary.
Yeah, because we have limited facts, and the rest is based on assumption.
That's true. That's very true.
We infer, we infer based off of what we're thinking in our head and the way we perceive the situation happening to us. We infer their actions.
You guys ever watch Brain Games?
And I agree with that. What you said, Ransom?
Brain Games?
Oh, I was wanting to know what you said now. There's a little
No, I
delay
said
right.
that I agree with the. I forgot what I was gonna say. I don't know. The assumption.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what. Yeah, I think that's what gets to people when you assume things that are not. That's not what it is. You know, assuming it's the problem. I
So
think.
do you guys know like a certain one? You know how we were talking about the photons get trapped in crystal? So like literally there's light speed and then they slow down for a small bit and they get trapped in there. Like they go at a slower speed. They're going through the matter. Is there it makes you wonder if there's like a certain kind of crystal in your book over there that you could just put on your nightstand that would catch your dream, right? So that you don't accidentally let your little monsters out into the world.
Huh.
Oh, that can catch your
If we're
intent.
doing it while we're awake, then we're also doing it while we're asleep. So if you send intent out, there's intent leaking while you're sleeping. You don't even know you're doing it. Like,
Wow.
what if you're making monsters out in the world and it all just happened and because you thought about it?
Can absorb our intent.
Ooh.
Ransom, Sunshine On says, how can I get hold of DJ? So you want to give your info?
All my info is on my page. I'm an open book.
Okay.
No, really, it is. It's like go
I
to the
guess-
about part, click on, like everything's there.
That absorb bad.
Okay.
I'm searching something real quick.
Yeah, I was
To
wondering.
get a hold of me for what?
I don't know.
Maybe Sunshine will
Maybe-
want to be on your show. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome. I like her.
Tell her to download Zoom. There's like an empty box right there.
Jump on, Sunshine.
I wonder if she has Zoom.
Well, that's up to you. I don't run the show here. I'm
Yeah.
a guest.
No, if you guys want to jump
That
in,
was
that's
almost
cool.
like you know how you have a friend come over and they're like, "Oh yeah, come on over, it's all right." And then the person you go to their house, they didn't even invite your friend. They're looking at you like, "Who's that?"
Yeah, why are you taking over, Ransom? This ain't your show.
And everybody's welcome.
No, I know. I'm just kidding, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
They just-
Yes.
I didn't want to invite. I didn't even know.
So-
Sunshine On said, I can't find the page. Sunshine,
Just type
if you
it.
go,
Ransom Freedomus. She's probably looking for Ransom Godwin. That's why.
oh,
You see in my regular dude name right there, you know, instead of the fancy one.
can you see the chat, Ransom? Why you don't put your info down on the chat box?
Okay.
I'll do
All right,
it
let's-
because you told me
I
to.
didn't have anything open but Zoom, that's all. So I can go over to your channel, right?
Yeah. She says she does have Zoom. I will email you right now the link. Sunshine, do you want to put your email on the chat?
Whoa, sorry. Echo.
Yeah,
I
we-
echo?
Been echoing, dude.
Hey, Flatman, Sunshine. Scratch.
Well, Sunshine, if you feel comfortable, I'm sorry. If you feel comfortable, you can put your email on the chat box, and then I'll email you the link so you can join us.
Or if Sunshine would prefer, I have her email address. If she would prefer me to just send it to you, I can do that too. If she doesn't want her
Yeah.
email out there.
Cool. Yeah.
So
Let me
I'll
see.
pull it up right now and I'll send it to you, okay?
So is this
Nick,
more
you
on
can
the-
send it to me through here. Look, I'm gonna, well, do you got that message?
There's a chat. Stop it. Okay.
Send it through there.
Okay. Let me look it up real quick.
All right, I have.
Oh,
now.
okay, so I got the email. Never mind. I got
Okay.
the emails.
Okay.
You guys keep talking because I'm gonna get distracted in a minute. Sending the invite.
Okay, so another thing that I was thinking is, you know how people, when they first get their crystals, they rinse their crystals underwater to rinse out all of the negative energy or bad intentions that's put into the crystal?
At
To
least the-
cleanse them?
To cleanse them? Well,
Yes.
then why can't we do that when we take a shower?
Well, ain't that what we're trying
And
to
I
do?
know that Bright Celtic Moonlight recommended that to me as well. Is putting intention to wash away any kind of negativity or any kind of bad thoughts or intentions while I'm in the
It's in the
shower.
Torah.
What?
It's in the Torah. In the Jewish Bible, they take a bath to become clean again after they were unclean, head to toe.
So it's on
Underwater.
more than just a physical level?
Well, what did Jesus do when he went and hung out with his buddy there? They dunked him in the water. They baptized him. They bathed him. They cleaned him of intent. Not that I think he's supposed to be innocent, but you know the concept.
Yeah. Same thing.
Okay, Sunshine, I sent you the email, so you should be getting it. My name, Anna Navarro. I think that will show on the email. So we'll wait for you to join.
Oh my gosh, I love Sunshine. And she has some great ideas.
I love her. You're gonna like her.
And so I'm guessing she wants to get in on a conversation then.
Right.
Cool.
Or maybe
New
she has questions, because she was asking about you, Ransom, so maybe, I don't know.
Well, she probably has. I think it's because my name's not the same as the channel name, so she can't find my channel.
Oh, okay. There goes Ransom using his intuition again.
What you said? I missed it. What?
Up here, I got my regular dude name. See, it just says Ransom Godwin.
Oh, yeah.
Can't find my page or whatever.
So she must have got confused. Which is legit.
Just saying. It's because I've seen guests on other shows and I can't find them because they use their real name in the little thing, but then their channel's like some big long letters with or whatever. You know what I mean? They have a cool name or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if the police were looking for you, would they be out really asking people, "Hello, have you seen Ms. Skystalker around here today anywhere?"
Okay, hold on. She's
I would
on
hope
here.
so. Do you guys want to know where Niz came from? Anyone curious?
Could I guess?
Yeah, guess.
I don't know. It's got double Z's, which that's why it popped out to me in the first place.
Oh, there she is.
5 participants. You got 4, 5. Oh, maybe it was 2.
Do I block? Do I have to unmute her, or she's mute?
No, you got to promote her to a panelist.
Then I did that.
I don't know.
I think I did that. Yeah, I
Somebody's-
have 4 panelists. Oh, there she is.
Hey!
Hi, Sunshine.
Hi!
Hello.
Guys, I've missed you all so much.
I know.
Oh
We
my
haven't
goodness.
seen you for a while.
I'm sorry I didn't get to your show earlier. Gosh, look at my cam's horrible. Sorry I didn't
There you
get to
go.
the show earlier. I was on another call, and so I saw that you guys were live, and I'm like, I'm there. How's everybody?
Pretty
Great.
good. Pretty good.
I heard you talking about crystals, and that's why I wanted to get a hold of you, actually, because I've just recently have been learning about plasma healing technology, using Tesla coils and stuff, and GANs, and it's a technology that you can do right from home, and it that also requires like putting your intent into it. What your intent is when you're extracting the plasma from the GANs plasma and blah blah blah. Anyway, you can create with the Tesla technology and using the Tesla coils, making like pain pens that you use to on your pressure points on your hands that are associated with all the parts of your body, and it helps relieve the pain, and then it also it energizes like our water, our drinking water. And you can also use like sacred geometry and do like sconces. And I'm under I feel that this technology, which we can do from home, will counteract all of the negative electric energy from our devices that are in our homes.
Yeah.
So, and the great thing about that, it being able to do it from home is like the sacred geometry, the Tesla coils, the plasma energy, but then you can also incorporate things like the crystals and those energies and build that into the whole energy field and just make it as strong as possible. So it increases our own energy and blocks the negative energy, and it's healing, and it's amazing. I can't believe that we don't all know about it. So I really, really wanted to share it with everybody. And I'm going to I've just started my research into it. I was introduced to somebody down in Peru who's actually, I interviewed, who is doing all of this technology down there. And that's what brought it to my attention. And I can't even believe that everybody doesn't know it. There's so many people. Supposedly the GANs plasma, when it's extracted and we use it, then it's supposed to heal hypertension, diabetes type 1 and type 2, Alzheimer's, some cancers. So
well, Big Pharma will not want to spread that around because then they'll be out of business. So
Exactly. But that's why I wanted to talk to because I don't know anything about rocks and crystals and stuff like that, and what ones have what energies and that kind of thing. Yeah. So I was really interested when I heard you guys talking about that. That's why I wanted to get a hold of you.
Nice. Yeah, I've been learning a lot of crystals since May, and I absolutely love them. All of they have different, here I can just show you on the book, like they all have different properties. They even have for different zodiacs signs.
Oh, wow.
So certain crystals work better if you're like a Libra or whatever sign, you know.
That's fantastic to know about.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah.
And they also have numbers that they resonate with. Like, for example, this rainbow obsidian resonates with the number 2.
Ooh, sorry.
And it also, you can use them for the different chakras. So there's like, for example, my favorite crystal is, I don't have it here with me. It's a lapis lazuli. Wow. Which it helps for intuition and psychic abilities, and that's my favorite crystal. But go ahead, I know Niz wants to say something so bad.
She was holding out this whole time. All I was gonna say is I've been asking you the whole thing. She's got this crystal book back there, and I was like, when are you gonna bust it out?
Yeah.
Recording the.
I was waiting for sunshine.
I'm sorry. I know I jumped in and just went off. I'm really excited about what I've learned, though, and I really want to share it with everybody because I know so many people out there like suffering and pain and with illness and everything, and I was amazed when I found all of this. And the great thing about it is that everybody can do it from home, and I mean, how awesome is that? And at minimal expense too.
Yes.
I just want to say. Well, I'll let you say something.
No, you're good. Go.
I just want to say that I got my gallbladder removed in 2014. Mm-hmm. But once in a while, I'll still get the pain. Even though I don't have a gallbladder, the pain will still be there sometimes. And I don't know, out of the blues, problem. Yes. And
you it must be a secret because you were like, and it was all so we didn't get to find out.
She froze up.
I looked at my crystals to see which ones will be good for helping to get the pain away.
Oh.
But we're still clear, right?
Like where the pain was, and like I don't know, I guess some people can say it was more psychological, whatever. Like, it worked. Like the pain went away like that. I mean, it was still in the back, but it wasn't that intense. So I had used them for me, for my health, and I can say it helps. And I also had used for headaches. I like to like kind of massage my head with the rock. Because yeah, they all have different uses and health benefits for them. And okay, I'm done. Now you can talk, Nis. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was going to say, so like as a starter kit for my nieces and nephews, I started teaching them about the chakras and how they can balance their chakras with crystals. So I put together a little kit for them of the 7 different crystals, and then I listed which chakra they correlate with.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
I made them a chart which shows, like, it says if it's imbalanced, they're feeling loneliness, depression, anxiety, confusion, apathy.
That is awesome.
The crown
Can I
chakra
get a copy of that? I need a cheat sheet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's excellent.
So
That's amazing. I'm amazed every day, guys, by how much I'm learning and starting to recognize the correlation between the planets and the constellations and our own birth charts and where the star alignments and planetary alignments and just all of that. It's all energy, and how it if you learn how to read all of it, it can really just be such a great guide in one's life.
Yes.
They're just a bunch of big crystals flying around too. If our Earth is, and we are, like they're full of different, all kinds of different crystals. I'm sure there's probably junk out there we've never even seen before, like crystals that have grown totally different than on Earth that have different properties. And it's like, that's what I was saying. Every one of these ideas, even from different people, are all like just little puzzle pieces that all go together.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like it's possible to have a little bit of people's ideas and intent. But if you know a lot of it, it builds for you, for everybody. It's a shared information field through the crystals or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in the chat, Ransom, asked
Yes.
what's a K2 stone. So this is a K2 stone.
Oh, you have one, Anna? How cool.
Oh, I love it. It's lapis lazuli and K2 is my favorite. So
is that
this
is that
is
really
actually
bright blue that's in there?
Yes, and actually this is granite with some, I forgot what's the other one, but actually I think Chris Monet made a video about the K2 stone, because it's called also the stone from heaven on earth, because this should have happened, because the granite is on earth and the blue one, it's out in the space. So that means came, and you see how deep it is, like to make like how the impact will be.
So there was just this one specific mountain that was found, right?
That's a meteorite?
It's in Afghanistan.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say, Ransom?
Oh, I was asking, so that's like a meteorite impact that's in the rock, and you can only get it from one place because it's from space and it landed somewhere?
Yes, from Afghanistan, yeah. Wow, that's where the K2 comes from. Yeah.
Isn't that the same area where they found the that blue rock that is not from anywhere on the earth either? It's almost like a glass or something. I don't know. I remember seeing something about it. I don't know. Yeah.
That might be the same thing. I'm not sure. Chris and Tamu know a lot more about it.
Well, there's things like that all over the planet where meteorites hit and the heat is so hot that it melts all of the surrounding silicate and carbon and all of that. So all of the sand, the crystals melt into glass. And the same thing happens when they set off an atomic weapon. It's vitrification, where like any of this granite or andesite or any of that can be superheated, where it's like a crystal glass, where it's like even transparent sometimes.
Okay, so I'm trying to read. Sorry, go ahead. I wanted to say the specific for the K2 stone, but I need to find a better one. So go ahead, keep talking. Sorry.
Okay, no, you're good, sis. You're good.
I like those little factoids. That's that ancient alien stuff they leave out of the episode though. Like, they'll mention it, but then they'll just move on like they didn't talk about it.
Okay, so it says that.
Make fun of Anna, man.
Wait, what?
Nothing. We love you, Anna.
Oh no, I was talking about aliens with the like they'll talk about the vitrification, but they won't talk about like, that it's extraterrestrial and it's like a new kind of like they'll leave all of that kind of points out that there's only one place to find it, and it's not just like, oh yeah, meteor hit over here, so there's some glass, let's move on to the next subject. They won't even include the fact that it's like the only place or a different combination. It's like a alloy from space, of metal that only formed in space. Dude, the same thing. It's like very rare.
Wow. They only include the information that they know will keep us in the denser vibration.
Exactly. I agree with that.
But it's also up to us to research further.
Right. It's true. So I want to read what it says about the K2. So it's not in Afghanistan. It says K2 stone is the name given to the newly discovered, found in the foothills of the second highest mountain on Earth. K2 is in Karakoram mountain range with borders of Pakistan and China.
Where does it get cool? It's right here. What's the name of it? The whole name.
Of what?
Of the mountain. What's its name? No, I'm not. The name of it's Austin Godwin.
Shut up. Really?
Yes, keep reading. I bet it's in there. Yes, the number K2. It's also called Austin Godwin because those are the two guys that, like Everest on the other one. They went up to the top. It's called Austin Godwin, second highest mountain.
It says,
get out of here, Godwin.
the blue or green spots is multled granite matrix. There is divided opinion that blue-green mineral, some source of Afghanite, whatever, azurite, and the green malachite, I don't know how you say that word.
Malachite. Yeah. I don't know.
K2 stone increase one's insight so that one is able to find answers to questions concerning in one's life. It aids one's intuition so that one is able to connect with the all-knowing part of K2 stone opens one's conscience, to receive guidance from higher dimensions, which enables one to make decisions in one's highest good. And it's associated with the third eye chakra, and the spiritual connection is higher dimensional awareness, insight, and intuition.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So that can like magnify your intuition, kind of? Is that what it's saying?
Yes. Yes.
It connects with your internal crystal and helps open you up to it.
Yes.
So that means that there's, like I was saying, there's a rock somewhere that can magnify your intention as well.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's Return of the Jedi, right? It's the American Jedi. It's the lightsaber crystal. We just haven't found which one it is. But there's the one that makes you like feel stuff from other people and be intuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted because Mind Over My Matter wants to jump in the chat, so I'm looking for his email. Or if you can just email it again so I can look at the bottom, that will be great. So I can send you an invite, Rick.
So what is some more stuff that you can talk about with the plasma and the healing that you were talking about, Sunshine?
Well, the person who discovered it and has he patented the technology, but then he made it open source to people, which I think is amazing. His name is Dr. Well, let me look it up real quick.
Okay.
I really wasn't planning on coming on, and I can't retain the name of anything for the life of me.
I hear you. I do it too.
So here's the deal. When you take metals, certain metals, you can extract GANs. It's that's the plasma part. When you put both the metals in water, and then you connect them to an electrical circuit, just by connecting them to each other, really, then over a period of like 5 days, you get what is called GANs, and it's a plasma. And so you, depending on the metals that you're using, it depends on what kind of GANs you make from it. So there's like CO2, there's zinc oxide, there's different different GANs that you can create out of it. Where is it located? Just one second.
Oh no, you're good.
Okay.
This is awesome, Sunshine. I love it.
So what you do with that, then you can either keep it in its, then you rinse it. Now you do this with salt, sea salt and distilled water. And then when it's all done, then you rinse it, and you have to rinse it like 5 different times to get all the salt out of it. And what's left in the bottom is this GANs. It's like nanoparticle stuff. And you can either dry it out, or you can leave it in kind of its liquid type state. And then with that, you can use it to energize through that plasma your water, your drinking water, your water to grow fruits and vegetables with. You can use the Tesla coils and actually energize, give them even more energy with it. So the name of, why don't I see it? It is
Billy Cat.
I know I'm going to get his name wrong if I guess it, and I don't want to do that.
Oh, okay. No, you're fine.
Oh, I know why you don't see it, because I put it in a whole separate folder. That's why. Okay, here we go. I don't know. A lot of people may have heard of the Maggrave. It's a type of Tesla energy coiling system. But anyway, the name of the site is Maggrave, MAGRAVS Plasma Products. So this is just the main website. They also sell these products, but this is the technology that you can do at home. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there that show how to do it. But most of them are from overseas, actually. They're more familiar with this science and healing technology than we are. So the creator or the developer, whatever, Ms. Keshi, Dr. Keshi, who is a nuclear engineer, actually. And so he's the one who patented all this stuff and then made it available for open source. So on the website there, you'll see there's also Maggrave power supplies, which can reduce electricity by up to 50%. And again, this is something that you can make in your own home, and there's YouTube videos that show how to do it. And then under the products, you'll see, if you click on the products area, you'll see that there's the pain pen, there's pain pads, and then there's the GANs packs, which has the different, like carbon dioxide and zinc oxide and such, and they all have different healing properties. And so when you go on YouTube, you would just like do a search on these things, and you can see how to make them yourself. Really amazing thing is like the pain pen is so easy to make, guys. And you just do the copper coil, you wind it up, you insert the pin inside of it, you put it in a test tube, and that's it. And then you'd use the pressure points on your hands and feet that correlate with whatever part of your body is in pain, and it only takes like not even 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Wow, that's
right?
Awesome, Sunshine.
Right.
So what you're talking about too, it's a way to block the frequencies that are outside of us that affect us too, right?
Well, right. Well, just drinking the water itself is giving us that energy, the plasma energy. And I mean, there's some, in doing my research, I've run across a few things where, I mean, you're talking plasma being a fifth element, okay, and actually talking about plasma being the ether. And and kind of where everything comes from. And then and it's like, this is how the dots connect for me, okay? Plasma's been on my radar ever since the very beginning. It hadn't come to light for me until just the past couple of weeks. And then all these dots started connecting. There's people out there that are talking about artificial intelligence and the construct matrix, and there's some that have memories of being put into a plasma bath, okay? And then just over Christmas, actually, a friend of mine who has cancer went into the hospital. She went into cardiac arrest, and we really kind of seemed to have been very connected during that whole time. And at one point, I had my eyes closed, and I was literally in the purple plasma, kind of just swirling around kind of thing. So it's just my impression about it all. And it is my impression, okay? I can't say that I know anything for sure. I've done some research. I'm doing more research. But my impression is that this is the next greatest thing as far as healing, as far as increasing our energy in our environment and within ourselves, and incorporating the other things. So in the videos that talk about how to make the pain pens, they talk about this guy has really done a lot of really neat stuff with the Tesla coils and developing all of that, and then doing sacred geometry and getting all the numbers and numeric thing, making like a sconce. You can make a whole, beautiful looking sconce using sacred geometry, using the numbers, you can incorporate your crystals and even herbs. I mean, whatever you want to incorporate into it. Of course, all of it is based also on your intent when you are doing it, when you're making it and creating it, because it picks up on that energy as well. And then you've got this beautiful sconce that you can hang someplace in your house that is actually emitting this positive energy field, increasing the energy level in the whole house. And I really think that it's the counteract to all this other negative energy.
Oh, yeah,
and my body,
sure.
myself, when I went off grid for 10 days, all it was 10 days, I was expecting to be like in pain the whole time, because I have really my feet, my knees, whatever. I'm going to be hiking in the woods. I went with like foot pads and knee braces. I was expecting to really be hurting. I'm not kidding you. The entire time I was there, not 1 minute of pain anywhere when I was off grid. I came home. Within 2 days, I was riddled with pain again. And the only thing I can think of that would do that would be the electrical frequencies from all these electronics.
Yeah, because they hurt our body.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna have to end this pretty soon because it's 12:26 my time, and I have to be off work early. So I hate doing this because I'm having so much fun. And I would like to have you again, Sunshine. Will you be willing?
Thank you. I would love to. Do you mind if I actually have just been offered my own radio show? Do you mind if I?
Oh, yay!
Thanks. It starts next Tuesday. It'll be every Tuesday, 11 to 1 my time, Pacific Standard Time. It's a station that's out of Ireland. It broadcasts on the internet, on People's Internet Radio. The premise of the show is open forum, where anybody can call in, share a part of your story, whatever it is that you're going through, your thoughts, your feelings, what have you. We'll talk about it. You will bond together again. And that's pretty much what it's about.
Oh, that is fantastic. Congratulations, Sunshine.
Thank you. I'm really excited about it. So you're all welcome to come on in and join that conversation, and I would love to have you all.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm going to email you later so we can talk, Sunshine.
Great.
But before we close, do you guys, Nis, Ransom, do you guys want to say anything before I close this?
Ransom says,
we can't hear you. You're muted.
He's muted.
We can't.
No
You're
wonder.
muted.
No wonder everybody ignores me. No, I'm just joking. Actually, all I have to say is just beware of the intent that you send out into the universe. I mean, it's pretty
Yes.
simple. It's not even that, you can leave all the science and the spirituality out of it even and just think, just be positive and good shit happens. We were getting pretty deep about the intent, though, out into the universe that, whether it's in crystals or whatever, it's all pretty much the same concept in all things that you can put out intent all around you.
Yes.
Yes,
Perspective,
definitely. I agree with that.
perspective as well.
I love how we were taking everything on a deeper level, and then Sunshine comes on here and takes it even deeper with the plasma and everything. I mean, talk about getting a little bit of everything. It was like a smorgasbord of awesomeness tonight, I think.
Yes.
Pretty
You
fun.
guys are awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for being here, for being my guest. Ransom, thank you. I appreciate that you agreed to come to this and my weekly show. Sunshine, thank you for jumping in. And thank you, all of you watching. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I
Go
am
ahead.
so sorry. I know that a couple people had asked if we could put this up as a document. I can snapshot a picture and then I'll send the link to Ravenwolf. And is that okay if you put it in the description box?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll do that. No problem. Great. And one last thing I was gonna say. Thank you everybody for watching. I know it kept freezing on us. I apologize. I'm gonna probably fix it. I think Ransom said that you can upload it again when it's not freezing or whatever. I'm gonna do that once I figure it out. So thank you.
All day long.
Yes, for real. So thank you everyone for being here. I love you all. Thank you for being in the chat. Scratch, thank you for being my mod. I think that's it. So again, thank you and good night. See you guys soon.
Okay. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Sunshine. Oh my gosh, this was so fun.